Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This video is on absolute value and opposites. So from this video you should be able to determine the absolute value and opposites of integers. And I know you've got it when you can correctly answer at least 3 of the 4 exit ticket questions after you've completed your worksheet. So before you start, you want to make sure that you have this paper as notes. So if you need to, pause the video, go get it, come back. Alright, absolute value. Absolute value is the distance a number is from 0. And the really cool thing about absolute value is the answer is always positive. Okay, always positive. Doesn't matter what number is in the absolute value symbol, the answer is always going to be positive. And you'll see the symbol here in a little bit. Opposites are numbers with the same absolute value. But doesn't mean they're always positive. So let's take 5 for example. Negative 5 and positive 5 are exact opposites because one's positive and one's negative, and they are both 5 hops away from 0. Okay, so they have the same absolute value because they are each 5 hops from 0. Let's take a look at your examples. Example 1. Sometimes you'll see the words absolute value, okay, and that's okay. So absolute value of -6. Remember, absolute value, the answer is always positive. So the absolute value of -6 is 6. Here's what the absolute value symbol looks like. Okay, actually this looks like 141, but this line and this line are the absolute value symbols. So we read this, the absolute value of 4. Well, remember, absolute value is what? Is always positive. And so the absolute value of 4, even though it's already positive, is still going to be 4. Positive 4. Here we go. The absolute value of -9 is 9 because absolute value is always positive. Next example. The absolute value of 10 minus 7. Well, absolute value symbol is just like parentheses, so we have to solve that first. So 10 minus 7 is 3, and the absolute value of 3 is still 3. Positive 3. Absolute value is always positive. Next example. This is different. This is what is the opposite of -5. Well, opposites have the same number, but the symbol is different. So this one's negative, so the opposite of -5, as I told you earlier, is 5. And example 6, the opposite of 12, well, this is considered a positive 12, and so the opposite, the answer is -12. Okay. All right. On the back side of your notes, you're going to complete these 4. So pause the video, answer them, come back, and check it. Pause the video. Pause it. Welcome back. For number 1, this is the absolute value of -6. The answer is 6. Number 2, this is the absolute value of -3. And absolute value is always positive, so this is 3. Number 3, the absolute value of 14 minus 9. Again, we have to solve this. This is 5, so the absolute value of 5, still positive, positive 5. Careful on this last one. Number 4, what is the opposite of 7? Well, this is considered a positive 7, so the opposite is -7. How'd you do? Did you get them all right? If so, good job. If not, fix your work, and then you're going to get your worksheet. Looks like this. You're going to complete your worksheet and then get it checked and then come back to the video for your exit ticket. Okay? On your worksheet, There are some examples here that are already done for you. So use those as guidelines. Okay, down here, this gets a little bit tricky. So for here, here, this is the absolute value. So the absolute value of -2 is 2, but because we have this symbol here, this answer is actually -2. Okay. The opposite of the absolute value of 5 for this one, well, the absolute value of 5 is 5, so the opposite of this is -5. So again, it's kind of like parentheses, and you have to solve it first and then put it into the sentence. Okay. Again, once you finish your worksheet, you're going to get it checked and then come back to your exit ticket. So pause the video. Last but not least, you're going to complete your exit ticket. Here are your exit ticket questions, and you're going to get some lined paper and then put your name on it, copy these down, answer them, and turn it in. Good luck. Remember, your goal is to get 3 out of 4 right, but hey, just go for all of them.